You are listening to the Spine Whisperers podcast. Please know that our doctors are here to only educate, not diagnose on this podcast. If you have any questions, please feel free to find us at www.mfwellness.org. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Matthew Fink with Dr. Brad Maurer.
Hello.
And we have a special guest today. We have Miss Valarie.
That's me. I'm Valarie.
We wanted to do a podcast with her, and we convinced her to show up. It's kind of a surprise for her, but it's going to be great. We're just going to kind of talk about her adventure here and when she started. And
Part of our Bone Stories series.
yeah. So, Valarie, how long have you been a patient here?
I started to come to see you guys, I think in 2013.
Yeah,
Maybe.
That's about what we were guessing. We
Yeah.
said 12 or 13.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 13. Wow.
I know.
Yep. It was
Almost
in
10.
the old office with the jungle bathroom.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Because of where you're at now, we've been able to get you out of your wheelchair and put you onto the tables and let you stretch out more efficiently now than we ever have.
I would agree.
I know in the very beginning when we were treating you, it was more of trying to put you in the massage room when it wasn't busy and then stretching you out that way, and then lasering when that first came about as well. And we just have had really good results with you. What is your favorite thing about this office, do you think?
Well, clinically, my favorite thing about the office is that I know that I can trust Dr. Matt with my body. You've never done anything to hurt me or make me feel nervous about anything. And then, not a clinical thing about the office, but my absolute favorite thing is that it's a family.
Yeah.
You guys have managed to make everybody who walks in the door here turn into a member of your family, and I like that. It's
That's
real
very
special.
Cool. That's very cool. Yeah.
How much do you like Edward?
Oh, are we talking about Edward Fink, my nemesis? Well, I mean, I like him fine. I like him most when he keeps his mouth shut.
Oh, man.
So I have a question. So going way back, how did you first hear about our office, how did that begin in terms
Oh,
of your...
sure. I was doing some group therapy work at the Mercy Rehab Hospital and came across a man named Paul who was a quadriplegic that came to see you guys.
Yeah, I remember Paul.
Yep, Paul. And so Paul was I was asking him about where he went for chiropractic, and that I wasn't satisfied with where I was going, and he suggested you guys, and he said that you were a bunch of badasses.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I didn't realize Paul is how you heard about
that's
us.
how I
Yeah.
ended up here.
Valarie and myself and Dr. Josh, we all kind of run in the same circle. So we found out later on that we have the same groups of friends or people that we've known for a very long time.
Very long time. No doubt. St. Charles is very small.
It is. It truly is when you think about it. Can you tell us about your experience with snow skiing?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's been a while now, but I've had the opportunity twice to go skiing with an organization called Can Do MS. They're based out of Denver area, and they just do all sorts of stuff to help folks with MS kind of realize their best lives through activities and different things. So I have gotten to go to Vail twice with them and go skiing. And I never went skiing as an able-bodied person because I thought it was ridiculous to hurtle yourself down the side of a mountain. But now that I'm in a wheelchair, I thought, well, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? So if I get the opportunity to do it again, I absolutely will.
So you loved it, huh?
I loved it. It was very, very cool.
When you were up there experiencing that wonderful time in Vail, was one of those trips we were talking about water therapy for you? Is that when you first heard about it, or did you come back and like kind of investigate it on your own?
So that was that Watsu
Yes.
therapy, and that was a different trip to Colorado with the same organization.
Okay.
Though. Can do MS. So I have not ever been able to find a practitioner of Watsu in the St. Louis or anywhere around here area. But I mean, that's an amazing form of water therapy that I would very much like to get in on.
You'd very much like to experience that.
Dr.
And
Josh has a big pool, so maybe we can talk him into
all we got to do is put a ramp.
get
and it'll be
certified.
fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, heck, just dump me in. You don't need a ramp. Just knock me over. It's water.
Oh my gosh. We have started a fantasy hockey league here at Midwest Family Wellness. And for those of you that have met Val, knows that she is an avid hockey enthusiast. And really it's because of her late friend,
No flick.
No Flick. And they actually have a brick.
Yeah, we've got a brick down there on the plaza at Enterprise. Very cool. It says Flick and Brunches immortalized forever.
This recording is a podcast, and we're all just having fun, and we're getting to know Violet more, but having those words spoken and having those immortalized, and like this is going to be around for a very long time, this recording. Even if no one listens to it, just one person. But the fact that we're talking about it, it kind of puts us out there, and it's like, okay, this is cool. This is going to be around for a very long time. So I just
And
kind
it
of
will
want to
be
get
around
that.
in perpetuity that I said I like your dad best when he keeps his mouth shut.
Well, sure. I mean, I kind of set you up for that one, so.
Is this going to be the year? Are you you're gonna win fantasy hockey? You believe?
Maybe. I don't know. I had so many good years in the beginning.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then I had a couple of kind of floppy ones. And now I've got a team that's like 90% injured.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
long
fantasy. You never
season.
know. Yep.
Let's talk about what's kind of going on with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have MS.
Yes.
You're currently undergoing a transformation to your house.
Yes.
You're knocking everything down on the front and kind of getting it reconstituted.
Yeah. The porch was falling apart. So now we are going to take sledgehammers to it and fix it.
And then how long will that process take?
It'll take 2 weeks from start to finish, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Also, I kind of wanted to talk about where we're at because you have caretakers that help you. I want to use this as kind of a platform to kind of put this out there. If anyone has proper training to help care for someone that's wheelchair bound, do you want to just kind of talk about that and what kind of that details?
Oh, well, sure.
Without putting too much stress on you, I'm sorry.
Right. No. It's all good. It's all good. No, this is a safe space. I get it.
Okay.
So I use attendants to help me with every aspect of daily living. So if it is getting dressed or helping with laundry or helping with cooking and cleaning and that stuff, to more specific hands-on things, I need people to help me transfer out of my chair and onto either my bed for things or into the bathroom for toileting and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's like 75% playing house and 25% playing nurse. All in all, it's a pretty easy gig.
Where have you had the best success finding people to attend you and help with your needs?
Referrals from people that I know. Everybody that I have had that has had any longevity or really just any success at the task has come from either a friend of a friend or just whatever. Anytime I have tried, like running an ad at the community college and things like that, I'll get somebody that lasts for a week or maybe doesn't even show up, you know.
Right.
But so referrals, friends of friends, that's the way it goes.
You also have something else that's wonderful in your life, and that's your daughter, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your daughter and how she's doing and how wonderful she is.
So my daughter, her name is Maya, She will be 20 years old on December 3rd, which is just bizarro. But yeah, she is absolutely wonderful. She is going to school up in Edwardsville. She was going to go into OT, which kind of blew my mind. I thought, like, you are going to be the best occupational therapist on the planet. But her first semester biology class, just like she
Told her something different.
told her something different. She was not interested in OT. So now she's going into the realm of psychology and
Okay, good
counseling.
deal.
Great.
Good.
Yep, she's going to be super at that.
We need people to listen to us and tell us and help us get through our feelings.
Yeah.
And letting people know that that's okay.
Letting people know that they are not, like, having a singular experience.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing about therapy that is so helpful. It's like you go into an office feeling like, I'm the only person that's ever felt this way. And the therapist goes, there are entire self-help sections in libraries written
Yes,
right.
because hundreds and thousands of people feel that way. So yeah, I'm thrilled that she has chosen that as her field.
That's very cool.
Valarie also does a lot of her own funding for things that she needs. She is a very self-reliant person who puts together gigs and raises money on her own to help things. And I think that's just been a really cool thing to see these last couple of years and to
Thanks.
participate in it. And I know we've talked about this and it's a funny thing, but it's like you have MS and we get that. But like you are such a powerful person and it's almost like you have to have it because you're too powerful otherwise.
Aw,
Do you remember how we were
that's
talking
amazing.
about that?
Yep.
And you're like, yeah, I mean, I have this, but it's just something to bring me down to a normal level.
My mom always joked that it took MS for me to finally get the attitude about having a job that I always wanted. Because I have never been interested in having a job. And now I'm too disabled to have a job. Oh, darn.
You have a lot of people that are helping and care about you in your life, but there was someone that did something that's called MS is BS. Is that right?
Yeah. So that was Ellen, I'm pretty sure, that started the whole MS is BS. Ellen is a woman who I met when our daughters were at school at Emmanuel Lutheran in St. Charles. And Ellen is, I guess, the closest thing I've ever met to Jesus. She just walks this world lifting as many people up as possible. It is incredible to watch the way she is. And so she was at the end of the line for what she could do physically one-on-one to help me. So she just started figuring out ways to raise money and ways that she could help me in other ways. And so yeah, that whole MS is BS started with her, and that has carried on to every fundraiser that I've done ever since.
That's awesome.
Ellen Gooch is amazing.
One singular like favorite moment since you've been here? Did we ask that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be hard.
I know.
It was pretty darn special when I won that iPad.
Oh yeah.
That was
yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Which event was that?
It was just a referral thing,
That health.
and I had referred Bob
Okay,
to
yeah.
come in.
Yes.
And that,
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
and then it was at that, like, there was all sorts of people there.
They had
doing-
the health. Did we have like different people come in? It was a spa night.
Yeah,
it was called
spa
spa
night.
night.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
right.
like
It
different
was called
stations
spa
and
night.
stuff.
Yeah, table set up
That
with
was
different
when-
vendors.
I got my iPad. It was the first one I'd ever owned. I would like to know one of your favorite moments of me being in the practice here.
My favorite moment, I don't know if it was Jason, it was Dr. Josh's child, and your interaction with him about, you're a robot, right? Like, where's
Yeah.
your robot chair? I think your ability to talk to anybody about, and being civil and like courteous, like even though you're the one that's stuck in the wheelchair, you're the one that has this terrible disease that's affecting you, and you still have the just wherewithal to be kind to people, and especially to Jason. He has no idea what's going on with you, but you're explaining to him, and it's like that was one of my favorite moments.
Aw.
You talking to kids, and it's like being okay.
Yep. I love that. That's great.
The fact that you know every single They Might Be Giants lyric is also
All of
very touching to me, because I am not as big of an enthusiast as you are, but I love They Might Be Giants.
I like that you are an all-around hockey fan and not just a blues fan. That's impressive to me.
You can tell, you can thank all the hockey that I played as a young man, and then NHL, Sega NHL for that.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that before. Like now, I knew the most about hockey when I used to play NHL 95, 94, 96. Like I knew all the players, I knew everything.
Yep.
And now because I don't play that, I struggle a little bit because I don't know a lot of, as many of the people as I used to, and many of the players. But sometimes in fantasy, I feel that's good. I just go by the stats. I'm like, okay, this guy's.
Don't be fooled.
I'm not as connected.
By the stats.
Not as connected to them as a individual as I would in other sports, maybe.
I just wanted to say thank you, Valarie, for being on our podcast today and really spending time with us, talking about yourself and really about the practice. And people have come in and they've been like, what can you do for someone that's in a wheelchair or someone that's being affected by a disease that doesn't allow them to get out of the chair? And there have been numerous people that have watched me help you onto the table. And you stretch out for 25, 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And the motion that you get back is just astounding. And they're really touched by how compassionate we are as doctors and the fact that you trust us enough to help you onto the table. So
yep, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Thank you for strong-arming me into this, Maddie.
Well, I don't make people do a lot of stuff, but I feel like us talking with people and even though it's like we're in a room, 3 people, and we're just looking at microphones and talking to them and not looking at anybody else, and it's like, it's important to kind of get out what we want to say, and regardless of being strong-armed into it, you need some notoriety. And Dr. Brad and I know that, Dr. Josh knows it, but everybody that you can't get a hold of or that you can't visit with need to know it as well. And this is the best platform that we have, other than putting you on, a bunch of videos, which I think someone has already done that.
Mm-hmm.
So
we know who that person is. We know who that person is.
All right. So for myself, Dr. Matt,
Dr. Brad,
and Val,
thank you for tuning into our podcast. If you have any questions, please email me at drmatt@mfwellness.org.
A big thank you goes to Hug Monster Sound for all the hard work they put into making us sound so great.